All right, today on the Gearhead Gardener, we made a little visit to our local nursery, and looking through conifers this time, we came across this great little vintage bonsai that had been wired many years ago and just kind of set aside and forgotten. So I decided I was going to pick it up, bring it home, give it some love, and see what I could do with this fine little project. Like I said, this was just sitting in there, scratch and dent pile, just kind of forgotten. So it's time for me to have some fun with it. Something you're interested in? Let's get started. And here we go, hidden amongst all these bushes. This is this vintage Alberta Spruce Dwarf. Look at how many candles are coming up on that. Well trimmed, wired, non-traditional. It's kind of crazy, but I think I like it. I might need to come home with me. Okay, I've just returned from the garden center where I found this really vintage dwarf Alberta spruce that had been tied up and growing for many, many years in this nursery. Okay, to give you an idea of the size of this tree, this was a little Christmas one that I just bought at Home Depot. Also dwarf Alberta spruce, and this is this big monster. Okay, the next tree that we're looking at is this dwarf, stunted, chopped Alberta spruce that has been tied back, sitting at the nursery for many, many years. In fact, it's spring loaded now, won't even move. But this has been cut back, so you see there's tons of little hands going on here. Lots of great movement on some of these, but some of them have to come straight down. But it's kind of a formal upright. It's got a lot of branching, a lot of overgrowth, and it's got this nice apex going on. Tons of little candles going on, and a great root base. Let me see if I can separate this. The only thing that's marked on here is the price. I got lucky, it was $33. And I'm sure we're gonna have a ton of ants at this one as well. So immediately, I'm gonna set this into here, and I don't even really want to disturb. There's a few little weeds growing in it. And same thing, roots are going around and around, but it's got this great moss going on and a great root base. So let me grab the camera and take a closer look here. As you can see, great root base. Lots of branching. I'm going to go ahead and pull the wiring off of these. You can see they've been wired for quite some time. These tips are gorgeous. I started knocking some of the dried pine needles off of there, but I didn't really want to. But now that I look at it indoors, it looks a lot better. And again, this is going to be an upcoming project. We're going to learn a little bit more about this, but you can see it's got a fairly nice apex. And it's got a ton of wiring. I don't know how we're going to get to that. Oh, that's interesting. Love it. Oh, that's not going to be as hard as I thought. I kind of like the old scarring on it. It shows that this wasn't just a Christmas tree that somebody bought and cut the top off. You can see it's been lots of work done to it. Again, this is going to be a fun project. Not so much going to do much to it, but I really like these stunted dwarf trees that have been around for a long time. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe pot this up, clean it a bit, pot it up, clean all the needles off of it, and put it in the yard for display. Almost looks like it could be a Christmas tree. Not really. I really like all the wired branches. I just removed the first bit of wire from here. You can see it's quite scarred and dug in. I mean, I could wrap another round of wire, but you can see that's doing absolutely nothing. Very cool, very cool. Here's the spruce out in the sun. You can see most of the dead bristles or needles are gone. It just takes a little bit of shaking to get them cleaned up. Got great candling going on and lots of ramifications. It's gorgeous. May need just a little tiny bit of movement on a few of these branches to get some separation. Some of these need to come down a little bit lower. But it looks great out here. Okay, this is going to be great. These branches are still pretty pliable. This one was wired up, but of course the wire got grown over. Actually, I should say the bark grew over the wire, but it's still pliable. So I'm going to try and move some of these back and continue this apex going. These branches will come down far enough. You can see that one's wired and sucking in. And all of these I'm going to try and bring down as much as I can. It's pretty cool because somebody spent a lot of time on this tree. You can see where it's been chopped a number of times, and we still got a pretty good leader, but it's got a lot of candles. And remember, this is the fall, so it's going to kind of go dormant for a while. Soon going to have it repotted, get the roots cleaned up. I'm going to put it into a large landscape like that, like a 10-gallon squat. Maybe, I don't know, just give the roots so much room because they have been in here for a good 10 years at least, maybe longer. But either way, I love this new tree.